Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to geography class. I hope all of you are fit and fine. Students, in this video I shall be continuing with the fourth chapter of geography, that is agriculture. Students, in the previous video I was explaining you about the food crops other than grains, in which I was dealing with the beverage crops, that means tea and coffee. Tea I had already explained you. Now I will be explaining you about coffee. Let me tell you that tea and coffee, they are plantation crops or they are commercial crops because they are grown in large areas. A single crop is grown in large area. So before I explain you about coffee, let me tell you one interesting thing. Students, do you know that tea and coffee, they are planted on hills? The tea and coffee plants crops, they are planted on hills or they are basically planted on slopes. Why this is so? This is because they need frequent and evenly showers. They need frequent and evenly showers, but not waterlogging. See, if they will be planted on ground, what will happen? There will be waterlogging because of rain, and in case of waterlogging, the crops will be spoiled. So that is why they are not planted on ground, rather they are planted on hills, so that they get frequent and evenly showers. Okay, now let me start with coffee. See, if I talk about coffee, especially Indian coffee, then you know Indian coffee is known for its quality, and that's why it is very famous worldwide. It is very famous worldwide, yes, because of the quality, and it is also exported because it is in great demand. Do you know the Arabic variety which was brought from Yemen is produced in our country? So this is a Arabic variety that was brought from Yemen, which is very famous in our country, and that quality, that variety is only produced in our country. You know, India produces 4% of world coffee production. Yes, 4% of the world coffee India produces. You know students, initially coffee was produced in Baba Budan Hills, and you know Baba Budan Hills, it is in Chikmagalur district in Karnataka. And if I talk about now, then even now the production of coffee is confined to Nilgiri in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It is not produced all over the country. It is the production of coffee is confined to some particular states. So I hope that these beverage crops are clear to everybody. Now students, let's move to the non-food crops. See, I had already explained you that what are non-food crops. The food crops that are not edible, we do not eat them, but we need them in order to supply it to the market, in order to make money, for profit motive they are produced. So I am going to explain you about 4 non-food crops. The first one is rubber, then we have fiber crops, cotton and jute. About these 4 non-food crops I am going to explain you. So let's start with rubber. See, rubber is a equatorial crop. That means equatorial means it grows near the areas of equator. Okay, so it is an equatorial crop, but it can be grown in tropical and subtropical areas also. That means not only near the equator but near the tropics also. That means Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. In that area also rubber can be grown well. Now let me tell you about the climate, that in which climate rubber grows well. So rubber requires moist and humid climate. That means high temperature, high rainfall. So high temperature is required as well as high rainfall is also required in order to grow rubber. You know, it requires more than 25 degrees Celsius. The temperature that is required in order to grow rubber is more than 25 degrees Celsius. And it requires more than 200 centimeter of annual rainfall. Yes, a lot of rainfall is required. That means heavy rainfall is required. You know, it is an important industrial raw material. Rubber is an important industrial raw material. Now, why it is an important industrial raw material? Because it is used as, rubber is used as raw material in industries in order to make several things, in order to make several products. See, rubber, what do you understand by rubber? Only eraser? No, that, yes, definitely that is also there, but apart from that eraser, it has several other uses. For example, it is used in automobile industry. Now, why it is used in automobile industry? In order to make tires. Yes, the tires are made from rubber. Then floor mats. Floor mats are made with rubber. Then the cooking spatulas, they are made out of rubber. Then the jar seats, the dishwashing gloves, they are made of rubber. The waterproof shoes, eraser, these are made from rubber, and several other products that are made from rubber. So, rubber is not only restricted to eraser, but it has several usages. Now, let me tell you about the major areas where the cultivation of rubber is done. So, this is basically done in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Garo Hills of Meghalaya and Andaman and Nicobar. So, I hope that these points are clear to everybody. Now, students, let's come to the second non-food crop, that is fiber crops. See, fiber crops are the crops from which clothes are made. The crops from which clothes are made are called as fiber crops. See, cotton, hemp, jute and natural silk, they are major fiber crops. And if I talk about cotton, hemp and jute, then they are grown in soil, that means they are vegetative. And if I talk about silk, then silk is not grown in soil, rather it is obtained from cocoons. Yes, silk is obtained from cocoons of silkworm, and these silkworm, they feed on green mulberry leaves. These silkworm, they eat the green mulberry leaves and then they produce silk. Okay, and you know, rearing of silkworm for the production of silk fiber is called as sericulture. Yes, rearing of silkworm for the production of silk fiber is called as sericulture. So, I hope that this till here the points are clear regarding that how silk is produced. Now, let me come to cotton. See, cotton is a fiber crop and it is one of the main raw materials for cotton textile industry. Very important. Cotton is very important for the cotton textile industry. Students, if I talk about cotton textile industry, then what do you understand by textile industry? I think most of you must be thinking that textile industry means the industry related to tiles and all. No, that is not so. Textile means related to clothes. Okay, cotton textile industry means related to clothes. So, the cotton textile industries, they are totally dependent on cotton because cotton is the raw material that is used in the cotton textile industry. Now, how cloth is made from cotton? See, from the cotton plants, cotton is produced, that means cotton balls are produced, and from there thread is made, and from thread cotton cloth is made. So, I hope you understood that how cotton clothes are made. And let me tell you that India is the third largest producer of cotton in the world, and this is your homework to find out the first and second largest producer of cotton. I have told you that India is the third one. Now, you have to find out the first and second producer of cotton in the world. Now, I have already explained you in the first chapter regarding black soil, if you remember. See, you have to connect the points. All the chapters are connected. So, you have to link the points. I have already told you that cotton grows well in which soil? It grows well on black soil, and that is why black soil is also called as cotton soil, because cotton grows well on black soil. Okay. Now, let me tell you about the climatic conditions. See, cotton requires high temperature and low rainfall and 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for growth. That means it requires high temperature, it requires bright sunshine, but at the same time it requires frost free temperature. That means frost need not be there, and 210 frost free days are required to produce cotton. Let me tell you students that cotton is a kharif crop which requires 6 to 8 months to harvest. What do you mean by kharif crop? That means cotton is sown with the onset of monsoon. Okay. Now let me tell you the major states. So the major states where cotton is produced are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. So I hope all the points related to cotton are clear to everybody. Now students, let me move to the last non-food crop, that is jute. See, let me tell you that this jute is also called as golden fiber. Now why is jute called golden fiber? Because of its color, because of its golden color. As you can see the picture also, this is jute. So since the color, it is quite golden in color, so that is why it is called as golden fiber. Jute is a fiber and it is golden, so that is why it is called as golden fiber. See, now let me tell you about the climatic conditions that are required in order to grow jute. See, jute requires high temperature and high rainfall, as well as well drained fertile soil in the flood plains. That means fertile soil is required and high rainfall along with high temperature is required in order to grow jute. Okay. Now what are the uses of jute? We don't use jute since it is a non-food crop. Can we eat jute? No, we cannot. So, but even though we cannot eat jute, there are several uses of jute. See, jute is used in making variety of products. Now, what are the variety of products that are made from jute? So, the products are gunny bag, ropes are made of jute, carpets, mats, yarn, artifacts, several beautiful several beautiful things, they are made from jute. Now let me tell you the major states. The major states are West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha and Meghalaya, where jute is grown. Now let me tell you one challenge for the jute industry. See, you know the jute industry, it is losing its market. Now why is jute industry losing its market even though jute is used to make several products? Because of high cost. See, people are shifting to synthetic fibers and nylon because of the high cost. See, jute is not very expensive, but the cost that is incurred is more. Like labors are required, raw materials are required and several other products are required in order to make the products. So since the price is high, because of high price, the market is losing and people are moving, the market is shifting to synthetic fibers and nylon. So I hope that till here all the points are clear to everybody. The students, I will be explaining you the next topic in the next video. Till then, please revise all the topics well. I hope that these videos will really be useful and beneficial to everyone. With this note, thank you so much and I'll meet you in the next video with the next topic. Till then, thank you and stay safe.